In this video, I'll be showing you the Squarespace line block, showing you some examples on how you can use it, and also showing you how you can add it to your Squarespace website. At Squarespace, in order to add a line block, you simply want to head into the editor and find the line block right here. It's going to add a horizontal line like this, and that is that. But there are some different ways that you can get use of this line block. You do not have that many customizations natively on Squarespace, but you can do some things with code. But the first thing that I want to show you is the possibilities that you have on Squarespace. So first of all, you have the possibility to change the color. It's going to follow your color palette. So in my instance, it's going to be white, but it might be different on yours. So how you want to change that coloring is simply coming into your colors on the side styles, then choosing the theme that you have put the line block in. As you can see here, I've used the bright 2. So let's head into that. And usually what I like to just do is search for line. And let's try and find the correct one. Line block, you can see it there. There we have the line block. And the line color for this one is white. But you can see if I turn it to black, it's going to turn black. And also I can choose a different color if I want to do that as well. Maybe let's do that for this. Let's choose like a purplish color. Save it like this. And there we go. There you have a line block that is in a different color. Other than that, there's actually not that much customization options that you have directly on Squarespace. But if you wanted to be vertically, for example, what you could do is add some very simple code. I would probably recommend coding an actual vertical line instead. But what you can do is use this code right here. I'm also going to link it down in the description in order to make it vertical. So then head into custom CSS under website tools and custom CSS, and then add in this code right here. And you can see that we tell it to rotate. We'll also need the block ID, and the block ID I use by this block ID finder tool right there. We'll paste it in, and you can see that it now becomes a vertical right like this and not horizontal. And that is simply because we tell it to rotate. So I can, for example, also tell it to rotate, let's say 70 degrees, and it's not going to be fully like that. But you can play around with that if you also want it to be in sort of like a different shape. But I'm just going to remove that, show you the most ways that personally I use the line block on Squarespace. So let's head into the editor again. How I use it the most times is when, for example, making a title. Let's say this is a title like that. Let's make that a little bit bigger, maybe like H1. Also center align it like this, put under there. Here you can, for example, use the line block to have it underneath the title like this. Something like that you can do. So you have it sort of like line under the title. Also, what I also find quite cool sometimes is maybe having the line, one line here and then one line on the other end as well, sort of like make a other visual there. And those are the main sort of like use cases that I use for it, but it's also very good for example, when you have a section here and you have an image, you can have a line block over it sometimes. But the line block on Squarespace, as I said, is not that much customizable. You can, however, customize it a little bit with code, making it wider, making it a little bit more bold and these things. But if you're onto sort of like creating a very custom line, what I would recommend is actually coding it yourself by adding a custom code block and then adding in the code to make a line. But there are some small use cases for it when it comes to Squarespace. And in this video right here, I showed you how I use it personally as a Squarespace web designer, and also some tips and tricks on how you can use it yourself for your own website. So if you found this video useful, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you want me to build your Squarespace website, the links are down below. And as always, have a great day.